Good morning, good morning, good morning. With the Accidental Investor 419 on TikTok, Success on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I thank everybody. This gonna be deep. Now, I was talking to somebody months ago when Sean guilty. People are like, well, he didn't get found guilty. Yes, he did on 2 charges. Now, each one of them charges, still for prostitution and taking people interstate trafficking, it still hold 10 years plus on each charge. Now, the judge can run them charges together or he can charge you separately with these charges. He can get up to 20 years. Or the judge can say, well, you know what, I'm going to give you 10 years. But he can't get probation. The federal government would never give anyone probation. So, unless you're working with the government, you got to be working real strong to get probation in the federal system. So, Mr. Sean Puffy Combs, had a letter written by Cassie to the judge and telling the judge and stating that she and her family still fear for their life. Now, mind you, during the testimony, Cassie had told the federal judge and her parent got up there and said Puff Daddy was threatening them and made him pay back some money, but he also gave the money back later on. But he was doing a lot of things to a lot of people. So we don't know what other people going to come in there doing an evidentiary hearing and testify on him, or what people going to sit there and write letters to the judge. Because they will let you come in there and testify and have your piece of what you got to say during sentencing. Now, mind you, Puff Daddy had gun convictions. He had violent assault charges before, and he been on probation for them. So in the federal government, you do get enhancements. And the enhancement can be anywhere from 18 months, 36 months. It all depends how many he had. So if he has several enhancements, they're going to take him from a category 1 maybe to a 3, 4. And the enhancement can add extra time onto the sentence that was supposed to get imposed through the crime that you committed. Just say if you were facing 10 and you get up to 10, he now give you 14 to 15 because you had a past criminal history and you might be from a level 1 to a level 3 or 4. I'm just saying how the feds do it. And also, the judge got a high-end guideline and a low-end. He can't go under the guideline, outside of the guideline, unless it's special circumstances. And majority of the time, they won't. They're going to either give you the low end or the high end or the middle of that guideline. And then another thing, when you're in the federal system, the judge usually go by the recommendation of the prosecutor. If the prosecutor say 15, 20 years, 99% of the time, the judge gonna most likely go by what the prosecution say, because they already talked about it. They also talked about it with your lawyer, and they also talked about it with the pre-sentence person. So when the pre-sentence individual come and interview Mr. Puff Daddy, they're gonna ask him a series of questions. Then they're gonna see if he's gonna be honest and truthful on the question they ask him. And if he don't, they're gonna put that in there because they're gonna say, well, he wasn't forthright and honest with us during a pre-sentence proceeding, and they can gain points for that. People don't understand how vicious it is to be in the federal system. Now, if he get a blessing and get a 10 years, he got maybe 3 in right now. He get 50 some plus days a year off for good time. So just say he got to do 7 on the 10. He got 3, he got maybe 4 to go. He can go in there and get in the drug treatment center inside of a prison. Then he gave him 18 months off. And then they gave him 6 months off in the halfway house. So he can go to the halfway house. So he might only have to really do 18 more months if he follow them. And most likely he going to get drug treatment because he been talking about using drugs. His lawyer been talking about they were using drugs and partying and getting high and drunk. So it's a great chance that he can get drug treatment center. But if they give him over that, they give him the guideline, but they give him enhancement for his prior convictions, he can get anywhere from 10 to maybe 20 years. So we never know what he's going to actually get, because a lot of people, you haven't been in the courtrooms, and I wasn't in the courtroom, but it looks bad when a victim is still sitting there traumatized by what went through by dealing with you. It's not a good look. It's a horrible look. And I feel kind of sad for him. Not sad for him that he's going to prison, but sad for him that you realize you destroyed the whole empire. You destroyed your legacy because you had a lot of good things going on, but your egotistical, narcissistic attitude and you being a control freak destroyed you. Because see, sometimes people don't deserve to have power, influence, or money. You can see them. And then when you have a person that's loving and caring, you can see how special they are. They get money, they will share it, they will help people, and they love doing it. But when some people get a position of power, they just turn into a demon. Then, like, you look at the politics. That's why I don't vote, because I see the change. I'm 60 years old. I had 60 years to see how these motherfuckers operate. And most people in Senate and Congress only a couple years older than me. They might be 70, they're only 10 years older than me. And I know what they went through, especially they're Caucasian or they're African American. And I know how we think and operate. So why would I let Maxine Waters tell me how to think when she's rich now? And she living in Beverly Hills when her ass put to be in the inner cities of California. But they done made so much money off lying and deception and rubbing hands with the rich and famous and doing what they need to do instead of doing it for the American people. I said I won't get caught up in that. See, power is not good for everybody. God know that. People in power in the wrong hand is terrible. Then people with power in the right hand can change everything. Conflicts are going around the world. Everything can stop if all the governments in the world say, hey, stop this over here, stop this over here, stop there. Enough is enough. But they ain't going to do it because everybody watching each other's hand. Pre-co. You owe me for this. You owe me for that. I owe you for this. I owe you for this. Okay, I'm gonna throw you this pass. Even in the court system, that judge or the prosecutor or the judge, the lawyer or the prosecutor, the lawyer or the judge. And then you might be the one on the ass end of the stick and you get fucked. In the court system called, your lawyer owe these people a favor for the last one they gave, and he got to get that motherfucker up. You never know, because 95% of the time, if you're a black man, you ever get incarcerated, you don't know your lawyer. Your lawyer wasn't growing by you. This is not the Godfather. This is not the Gambinos. The lawyer we picking up because somebody in the county jail or somebody in the street, hey man, get this lawyer, I heard he good. Man, you never been in the courtroom with this motherfucker. He gonna get you convicted. I had 3 paid attorneys. Big Meech and his brother had public defenders. I had 3 paid attorneys and still got 23 and a half years. They had public defenders, super kingpins, supposed to have been the biggest dealers in the history of African Americans in the United States. They get 30. So they got 7 more years than me, and they put to be the biggest. And I wasn't supposedly on that level, and I had 3 paid attorneys. They tell you right there, man, don't believe in these attorneys because they all work together. And we don't know them. So don't put yourself in that situation. And Puff Daddy, yeah, he paying for the attorney, but he don't know these people. They ain't too damn good. They didn't win that damn case. No attorney won his case. He got some charges dropped. That can happen. He didn't win the case. He didn't walk about that motherfucker. So I would never hire them attorneys. I want to hire winners. I want to hire all winners. You can look it up. You got some lawyers that got 96, 97 win streak records. You got some Gary, like the guy, I think his name Gary Spence. I don't know if he's still practicing law, but the man maybe on the lost a couple of cases. Look these people up before you make a decision to get a lawyer called he cheap. You get a cheap lawyer, you get a cheap surprise. They're called incarceration. So stop doing this shit. So Puff Daddy, I'm gonna pray for you. Kathy, I'm gonna pray for you. But Puff Daddy, you might be on a long journey, but one thing about it, you're gonna be straight when you come home. You ain't gonna have to struggle. Peace out, O's.